this kind of stories. We need happy stories. We need congratulatory stories, and not this kind of sad stories. In just January, we've recorded like 3 fire tankers that has exploded and has claimed lives. In Niger, 82 lives, and some are still in the hospital. As at this moment, we don't know if any other life has been lost. We were praying for speed recovery for those who are in the hospital. And also, I would like to make an appeal to those involved, to the agencies that's involved. Tankers should not ply the road in the daytime. They should do that at night. Because sometimes you need to see the way these tankers, they fly. They fly like they own the road. They don't care if a human is there. They don't care if a smaller vehicle is there. All they know is themselves. And I'm sure it's because of the reckless driving. That's why they always fall. Now the tanker was trying to make a U-turn. You need to calculate. Those drivers need to be tested. They need to be free from alcohol. They need to be tested 100% to drive. Tankers should not ply the road in the daytime. In the Western world, you don't see tankers on the road. There's a subway for them. They go through the subway. Why can't we inculcate that and save lives? Imagine the number of lives that have been lost just in January alone due to explosion. So I would like the authorities in charge to look into that. The government should look into that. If these tankers can be made to ply at night when there are when you don't have people plying the road. If they want to fly, then they can fly to anywhere they want to fly to. As far as there's nobody on the road. And I know people still ply the road at night. So, but the level of casualty that would happen or that will occur will not be as much as the one that will occur in the daytime. And so as you, the individual, please be careful out there. When you see something like this, take to your heels. Don't stay there to be a spectator. Take to your heels to save your life. And that's all we are going to take on trendy issues, I presume. Yes, that's all we're going to take on trendy issues. We'll go on a very quick break. When we return, it will be time for our next sport. Stay with us.
Microthymis nigeriensis is a winged adult termite. It is a eusocial insect with a typical colony containing nymphs consisting of semi-matured young workers, soldiers, and the reproductive alates. The alates are the winged, fully developed adults of the termite that are commonly caught and consumed. This winged termite is known locally in various parts of Nigeria by different names such as Aku or Akumbe in Igbo, Shinsh or Kiye in Hausa, and Esusu in Yoruba. It is enjoyed in all parts of Nigeria, Africa, and South America, and is usually caught at the onset of the raining season. Early in the rainy season, the alates fly off from their nets on large numbers in their nuptial flight. During the flight, pairs of male and female alates isolate themselves from others and fall to the ground. Their wings break off, and each pair goes its own way to form a nest in a suitable spot where they become potential kings and queens. During the flight, the insects are usually attracted to sources of illumination and are harvested by placing a bowl of water very close to light. According to a study on the evaluation of nutritional value of termites published in an international journal of food nutrition and safety, it was proven that the edible termite had a high percentage of protein, fat, potassium, sodium, magnesium, phosphorus, and calcium, with a relatively low percentage of copper, iron, zinc, manganese, selenium, and cobalt. It was also said to be rich in vitamins A and C. The flying edible termites can be roasted, fried, or even chewed raw, and are also used as a condiment in dishes. They can also be eaten as a snack. For those that eat the flying edible termite, having it is always a delightful treat.
We call it akumbe in Igbo language. With anything, but it's best with palm wine because it's African food, it's natural. Best with, if you take it with palm wine, you may forget your phone where you are taking it.
Definitely, I love it so much. All right. I love it so much. The way I used to eat it, sometimes I bring it and I will fry it, and it's so sweet, so delicious. So I love it. In fact, I love it. If I want to eat it, I will bring something like stout. When I keep it by my side, then I collect small and put inside my mouth. Then I will drink my stout. You understand?
To fry it, then spice it with pepper and onions. Then it's proteinous anyway. So it's more proteinous than meat. Yes. It's more nutritious than meat. Yes. So and basically you see it on rainy season.
I love it when you fry it, and it's very tasty. I love it so much. Nourish your body, make you look good and smart.
Take it home. There's a way you see that the what's called the feather. I think you don't use any other thing to fry it. Just pour it into a tree, a dry tree. Start turning, add salt, yes. Just turn it. In a while, you know it's dry. The salt, it has a natural salt, and added to the small you have.
You can eat it. Maybe something like rice. Yes, on top of it, when you fry it, serve it separate on the plate. Yes, when you serve your fried rice or children, then as you are taking it, you can take it. It's very delicious. Taking it with a drink like coffee. Yeah.
Medical experts say the sodium found in the flying edible termite can, among other things, maintain plasma volume, sustain acid-base balance, help transmission of nerve impulses, and also help in normal cell formation. It can also reduce blood pressure and promote healthy bones and teeth due to its calcium content. Recent studies also suggest that in addition to its ecological importance, the flying edible termite is a great source of traditional medicines. Try adding it to your diet. Favor Careful reporting. value of termites, published in an international journal of food nutrition and safety, it was proven that the edible termite had a high percentage of protein, fat, potassium, sodium, magnesium, phosphorus, and calcium, with a relatively low percentage of copper, iron, zinc, manganese, selenium, and cobalt. It was also said to be rich in vitamins A and C. The flying edible termites can be roasted, fried, or even chewed raw, and are also used as a condiment in dishes. They can also be eaten as a snack. For those that eat the flying edible termite, having it is always a delightful treat.
We call it akumbe in Igbo language. With anything, but it's best with palm wine because it's African food, it's natural. Best with, if you take it with palm wine, you may forget your phone where you are taking it.
Definitely, I love it so much. Alright. I love it so much. The way I used to eat it, sometimes I bring it and I will fry it, and it's so sweet, so delicious. So I love it. In fact, I love it. If I want to eat it, I will bring something like stout. When I keep it by my side, then I collect small and put inside my mouth. Then I will drink my stout. You understand?
Still fry it, then spice it with pepper and onions. Then protein your anyway. So it's more proteinous than meat. Yes. It's more nutritious than meat. Yes. So and basically you see it on rainy season.
When you fry it, and it's very tasty. I love it so much. Nourish your body, make you look good and smart.
Take it home. There's the way you see that the what's called the feather. I think you don't use any item to fry it. Just pour into a tree, a dry tree. Start turning, add salt, yes. Just turn it. Even a while, you know it's dry. So you have the natural salt, and added to the small you have.
You can eat it. Maybe something like rice. Yes, on top of it, when you fry it, serve it separate on the plate. Yes, when you serve your fried rice or chilled rice, then as you are taking it, you can take it. It's very delicious. Taking it with a drink like coffee. Yeah.
Medical experts say the sodium found in the flying edible termite can, among other things, maintain plasma volume, sustain acid-base balance, help transmission of nerve impulses, and also help in normal cell formation. It can also reduce blood pressure and promote healthy bones and teeth due to its calcium content. Recent studies also suggest that in addition to its ecological importance, the flying edible termite is a great source of traditional medicines. Try adding it to your diet. Favor Careful.
All right, a very good morning. Today being the 20th day of January, I was just sharing with Lilibet, loading actually.
Birthday loading.
So welcome to a world of information, education, and entertainment. Lily, it's a beautiful Monday morning.
Yes.
Yes, and the ride, it's been moving gradually.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I had a flat tire and that kind of affected
yes.
movement.
Yeah, I like the fact that you allowed me do my thing alone this morning, and then now it is paper time. We're going to do it together.
Yes. So we're going to be looking at what the papers are saying, a few of the Daily Times, and there are obvious trending issues, as they connect into the papers today.
Sure.
So we'll take our first shot.
Yes.
On
papers this morning. Okay, so we're going to begin with the Daily Independent. Daily Independent says the screaming story. It's on rising insecurity. Reps move targets for IGP. Service chief to check poor performance. The writer says wants appraisal to form basis of reappointment, disengagement. Arik Air shareholders debunk AMCON's involvement claim before takeover. And that's on page 29. Page 7. Ex-Petroleum Minister Diziani denies ownership of repatriated $52.8 million. An LP crisis. Nenadi Usman led caretaker committee heads to Supreme Court. Seeks clarification of appeal court judgment on leadership tussle. And on 7 we have Dangote clarifies increase in petrol prices. Shettima to represent Tinubu at World Economic Forum meeting in Davos. That's also on page 7. Vandals destroy 18 transmission towers in 5 days. TCN laments. Onasanya refutes allegations. Vows to the fires education sector for IMF. ASU tells Tinubu. And finally, we have Serap writes Trump seeks return of Nigerian stolen assets. Ban on grab officials. And that's it on the Daily Independent. We have a photo speak there. Gaza ceasefire begins with release of 3 Israel hostages and 90 Palestinian prisoners. Yes, and there's a photo speak there also of one of the victims of the fuel tanker in Diko, Niger State, receiving treatment. Okay, so that's all on the Daily Independent.
All right, the Daily Times, it's our next paper for review this morning, and it has below the masthead 2025 World Economic Forum. Shettima departs Abuja on weak accounting system. And the last story there has it this way: tanker explosion. Ganduje commiserates with Niger State. That's it for the Daily Times this morning.
Our next paper is the Daily Trust. And on the $6 billion Mambila power contract deal, Obasanjo Buhari testify in Paris court. Tax bills for passage match presidential committee. FG reawards Abuja Kaduna contract, road contract. Hardship, 70 million Nigerians to get 75,000 naira each. Okay? Jonathan to Nigerians, don't japa over hardship. Japa for another reason. Okay? All right, we have a negative portrayal of Fulani on. And then there's the writer says, I lost 6 relatives. That's bad. Similar incidents killed 265 in 4 months. And this according to FG. And so we have the photo speak there of the tanker that exploded. The Daily Trust.
The Guardian is a next paper for review, and the Guardian has below the masthead posers over checks, balances as federal government enforces council autonomy and funding. And on the flush, right? We have Yoruba Ronu Ondume, CDWR insists on tax reform bills. Gunmen assassinate cleric during church service in Ogun State. All right, and below that, so to speak, there we have Dangote explains PMS ex-depot price adjustment. Telecom subscribers kick as Minister defends hike in tariff. Africa's economy at crossroads as Tinubu's second coming stocks uncertainty. And still on the box news there, 18 electricity towers damaged in 5 days despite surveillance. Soludo unveils Anambra Homeland Security Law and new outfit. I think they are all coming up with their own various forms of security outfit, just like the Amelu, what's this, Yoruba Amotekun.
Yeah. Okay. Nigerian Tribune is next for review. The head story on the Nigerian Tribune says tax reform bills. 80 victims given mass burial, 55 injured. Tinubu governors, others mourn. Nigerians kick against fresh move to float another national carrier. Details on page 2. Also on page 2, Trump takes office today as 47th U.S. president. Okay, we have the rider to the 2025 budget says calls for independent forensic audit of expenditure. And FG is still looking for $2 billion to revamp Ajaokuta steel firm. And this is according to the minister. Ex-First Bank GMD Onasanya refutes allegations, vows to defend reputation. Police in Ondo burst children trafficking syndicate, rescues 14 children in Anambra State. Gunmen kill Celestial Church prophet during service in Ogun State. CBN, NCC, DMVs reach agreement on 200
wealth. And now that you have been involved in the criminality, you deny it.
You deny such a huge amount of money.
Yes. Okay, if you ask me now, who has that money now? You understand? And these were satires that the late legend, Fela Anikulapo Kuti, used to say, all your money is missing. 8.5 billion, all your money is missing. And when you say, who stole it? And nobody, international entity. You understand? Yeah. It's so disheartening.
Well, it should return to our coffers.
When it returns to your coffers, will you see it?
That's another question. That's another question.
Well, for debates, you know. Well, let's see how that flies, how it will end up at the end of the day. We'll take the very last paper, the Vanguard newspaper. And the Vanguard newspaper, 86. Yes, Donald Trump yesterday arrived in Washington for his swearing in today. America is going through all of that greatness once again. MAGA, what awaits Nigeria as Trump mounts saddle? Well, I don't think he would have any other. He would have good thoughts for Nigeria.
He has good thoughts for Nigeria. Who would he be deceiving?
No.
You can't be a priest and stay married.
Many priests have children now.
Yes, that we know. But
it's
getting married.
Many priests enjoy
getting married is what we're talking about.
Okay. If not, I know they enjoy themselves too.
Okay.
That's like human beings.
Arik Air shareholders, back to the Punch newspaper, please. Arik Air shareholders tax AMCON over 455 billion naira debt claim. 89,000 Nigerians denied Schengen visa in 2 years, and that's according to reports. LP crisis. Obi, Otis caretaker panel drags Abure before Supreme Court. Mass deportation fear. Border closure as Trump returns to White House. This is actually what people are scared of, that Trump is going to send back all Nigerians and then shut the borders. Okay, Edo Tribunal. Police tighten security as violence rises. And we have Niger explosion. Tinubu, Buhari, others mourn as death toll hits 86. All right, so that's all we'll take on the Punch newspaper this morning, and that's all for the dailies. Today, Monday the 20th, today in the month of January. So you can grab a copy to peruse further. We have other stories there.
Yes, quite a lot of stories. You can pick up any. But for me, one lead that actually drew my attention had to do with the reoccurring decimal of explosion.
Yes.
Just when we were settling down with the Agbo incident of about 3 weeks ago, yet another one again in Niger State. The figure is so much. The risk.
Here, even with all the sensitization going on, that you're not to be found few meters to where these things happen. But yet, some persons, because they want to amass wealth, they want to just sell that black market of how much, and you finish that money in a day, and then they decide to risk their lives. One person said she lost 6 relatives to that incident. I'm very sure when this one carries his own bucket or can to go scoop the fuel, he will tell the other person, go to the house, bring the, illiteracy.
Yeah.
I don't think a learned person would even want to do that.
No. That's to tell you the level of poverty, that is ravaging.
Is it just poverty? Tano, I don't want to attribute.
House ready to come on our next spot of morning ride this morning. Stay with us. Right back. I give you my brother.
Morning, sir.
Malus domestica, also known as the apple, is an edible fruit cultivated for its numerous health benefits. Originating from Central Asia, its cultivation has spread to many parts of the world. With over 7,000, according to medical experts, this nutritious fruit offers multiple health benefits due to its nutrient-dense composition, such as fiber, carbohydrates, vitamins B1, B6, C, E, and K, potassium, copper, and trusted array of antioxidants. Not only is the apple nutritious, studies have linked apple consumption with reduced risk of cardiovascular diseases, which may be related to the cholesterol-lowering benefits to soluble fiber found in apples. According to the University of Illinois, soluble fiber helps prevent cholesterol buildup in the lining of blood vessels walls, thereby lowering the incidence of restricted blood flow in the arteries due to plaque buildup and heart disease. It also lowers blood pressure. According to Harvard Chan School of Public Health, the soluble and insoluble fiber found in the apple aids digestion and constipation. Its vitamin C content plays a major role in boosting the immune system, strengthening tissues, and helping to guard against environmental oxidative stress. A further study of people with type 2 diabetes, published in August 2016 in Experimental and Therapy Weight Loss, help prevent Alzheimer's disease, promote healthy gut, fight asthma, boost brain and mental health, and promote healthy bones.
An apple all day keeps the doctor away. An apple all day keeps the doctor away. An apple all day keeps the doctor away. A-B-B-L-E, apple. Eat an apple today.
I do eat apple. Everybody like apple. So I eat apple just once in a while. Not like often. Since apple is a fruit, I think it has a vital nutritional value for the human system because it boosts the immune system.
Values of apple. I do eat apple first of all, and some of the contents of apples are magnesium, vitamin C, iron, so many things. It contains antioxidants, which is very good. The benefit of eating apple is that it helps to manage weight. It also helps with chronic diseases like cancer. It also helps and heart failure. So many things. Fruits are very, very helpful. So those are the major things that I know that apple. There are more. They contain more. They contain vitamin B. If I've not said that. And so many more. So apple and all fruits in general are very, very helpful. It's good you always eat fruits.
Okay. Do you actually eat apple? Like, how often do you eat apple?
I don't really eat it often because it's expensive. Apple is expensive. And before you see those benefits, you need to be eating them on a regular basis. So it's very good you put apple if you are a fruit person. It's very good you put apple in your meal.
Apple boosts the immune system. It contains fiber and vitamin C.
It helps with digestion, helps for weight management, it helps for the brain development, and it's a fibrous food now, so it has fiber. So it helps for that's the one that helps for digestion and breakdown of your food. I think that's it.
So eat apple when I'm done eating my afternoon lunch, so that it's very good for your digestive system, something like that. That's what I just know about.
I can talk to that now. I want to talk to that. Just have to fight cancer. That's it. Because when you eat apple every day, it gives you value from doctor. That's the thing. It's healthy, very, very healthy.
No wonder health experts recommend an apple a day for overall.
Okay, I've been at home to my low line. Maybe, okay, maybe.
I have to upload that. You don't need
You said you sent me questions.
Yeah.
You don't go to. So that means the same thing. You did not. Check your message.
The message now.
The wine is
Okay, I've received your message now.
Your flow is not on, bro.
It's on. The two lines are on. Nothing from you.
right, welcome back. And in case you're just joining us, it's Morning Ride, Monday's edition. And right about now, we're going to our guest corner segment. And on the hot seat this morning, we'll be looking at topical issues as they affect our country. And thank God that we are in a state of peace right about now, devoid of all. To our studio this morning.
Good morning.
Good morning. Good to have you.
We'll just take a brief look. There is two issues that are topical for us on our discourse today. We're looking at the tax reform bills debate, one, and defections from one party to another. And I think it is this day age that says defection. As governors from represented all the 36 states converged in Abuja and declared support for the tax reform bills, thereby proposing a revised VAT sharing formula of 50% based on equality, 30% on derivation, and 20% on population, while also the corporate income tax to ensure economic move towards consensus.
Of generation and distribution of the taxes, it has two segments, about 4 or 5 of them. The company income tax is the CIT, the VAT itself, the PIT, personal income tax, and talking about it, we're changing the name of the revenue board itself to Revenue Revenue Service or something like that. These are the things that it has in that. The proposal is taken before the National Assembly for endorsement. So,
okay. So these tax reforms now, how will they address the current challenges in Nigeria's tax system?
So many ways, because. People look at that aspect, the VAT. That's why I have this, having this serious acrimony, between especially the North and the South. There are other good things in that tax reform. Yes, if you look at first of all, talking about the company income tax, so beautiful ideas were there. Try to link the country, to fall in tandem with the ECOWAS tax system, so there will be unity. Flow of funds between the ECOWAS states. From those states, also look at there. Because they now say, okay, at that point in time, 50% of whatever generated goes to the states with large population. Okay? For those that produce income, get 20%. Yes. And 30%, this was killed. So at the end of this, a state like Lagos will be working hard, and a state like Kaduna State will just remain there, waiting for the largest share. Okay? And so Tinubu came and said, no, that cannot work. Okay. Initially the proposal was different. Was 50% for the state that generated fund. Okay? 30% should go to those with the large population.
Okay, so quickly, how do these tax reforms now aim to improve revenue generation for states?
Yeah.
Because all of these give room for the dividends, so to speak, of democracy by way of improving the social life and well-being of the indigenous.
How does it affect, if I get you right?
Yes.
What impact will this tax reform? You see, like I earlier said, when, for instance, you exempt infant industries, companies, firms, you indirectly helping them or directly helping them to stand firm, and that will increase GDP automatically. And with increased GDP, automatically the level of affluence will change for the positive. So definitely, see, the tax the whole idea behind the tax reform itself is to create a rejuvenating economy of the country. Right from the company income tax to personal income tax, to VAT itself. The ideology behind all of these reforms is to ensure that the company grows. The masses will enjoy, for instance. If you take the tax, for instance, the tax, the VAT, for instance, now.
Okay.
When you say, okay, a company, state that generates large sum will take 30% of it. That will indirectly engineer other states to find ways to generate income.
Yes.
Okay. Now today, you remember, when the militants, when we have this our residents here, the militants, MED and all of those, that time, the governors in the south here sat together, arranged, and try to call for armament, that's disarmament, to talk to these people, to lay down their tools and find a way to handle their needs. Okay, that allow company to come in. Now, over there in the north, they have this issue of Boko Haram, and the governors have not been doing anything to cushion their economy to stop it. Okay, you won't tell me that the militants, Boko Haram is living in the community there. They don't know him. They don't know them. They know them. Record from Delta that will pay their salaries, that will take care of their health and other bits. So they felt at some point to go into that. But when it is now shown that if you don't produce, you will not get exactly what you ought to get. You will be forced to produce something. You'll be forced to talk to your youth. You'll be forced to stop reform. It's talking about that if your salary is not up to 70,000 naira, you will not be taxed. That's part of this. What does it mean? It means that those younger officers will now have money. Okay, we have surplus, because when you tax a man that's receiving 50,000 naira, you are not being nice to that person. You are not being fair to that person. So with that exemption now, and equally exemptions on some goods, essential goods, importation of essential goods and exportation as well. Those goods will be exempt, like drugs. Okay, agricultural produce will not be taxed again. The meaning of this is that it's expected to create to rejuvenate those industries, to make them grow fast, and expand their scope of production, and automatically it will give a positive result to the entire economy.
Okay. Yes, but yes. So, what impact now will the proposed reforms have on the ease of doing business in Nigeria?
Yeah, when you look at what business are firms, individual firms that are made up, and from there to industries. When you talk about exemptions on small scale industry, for instance, okay, you are not making up to 50,000 naira, 50 million naira in per annum. You will be exempted. Of course, it has deliberately create, positive impact on those companies. It is deliberate. The purpose of such exemption is to make them stand firm. There's nothing more to discuss about that thing. When you say the impact on, okay, but now that they will be exempted, it will definitely affect them. For instance, the agricultural industry, like I said earlier, this, cattle rearers and all of those yam producers, garri and all those things, they will be exempted from taxation. Rice productions, they will not be. So when this part of their income is reserved for their growth, automatically it will only help them to grow further. It will not diminish their production level. So this year, 2025, going to be 12.5%. It will be growing gradually till 2030. As I say, it's not going to be so. The meaning of this is that as it's gradually growing, the firm will be growing alongside. Okay. We're talking about this law of scale. It will, as they are growing gradually to 12.5%.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah,
because they have not grown to that level now.
Yeah, medium. You see, when you talk about SME, you talk about this small, medium, mostly. We call them sole proprietors, mostly. Those sole companies, one-man companies, these small that's all growing up.
Ownership.
Sole ownership, growing, and to some limited companies that are still small in scale, small in structure. Okay, you see, this has to do with the number of employees you have. will be taken into consideration at this point that will be factored in. For instance, if for instance a company is having about 7 workers, you want to go and tax the company. Full flesh by the new tax regime. To be given blood by the new
the groundnut pyramid in the north, and they were actually growing with that, and suddenly groundnut crashed, and oil is the in thing now. What are your thoughts on the Northerners' resistance in the use of VAT allocation to state?
There's one bad part of this VAT that I even don't like at times. You see, you don't take alcohol, for instance, now. But when VAT comes from alcohol, it is good for you. Chichidodo. You don't want to eat dead animals, but when you see worm, you want to eat it. The state can come here and quench militancy by talking to them, and the state pay dearly and try to talk to them, give them something, amnesty, send them for training. And today we don't have it, and we are not producing fuel. Okay, it's constant, and change management is the most hazardous part of organization management. Disadvantage. So we will not be seeing that as a challenge. We will see it as a process of organizational development. It's not a challenge because it has more benefits. Okay. The only aspect of it is the initial stage of the introduction. The introduction stage actually will be like this, and once it is come to full implementation, obviously speaking, it will be things of joy to everybody.
Okay. I think that's where we'll drop the conversation on the tax reform bills. Like we did say, we're going to be looking at 2 aspects of our discussions this morning: the tax reform bills and the spate of defection, like I did say, more of cross-carpeting. In the dynamic landscape of Delta State politics, we've witnessed 2 defections recently from the ruling party in Delta State, which is the PDP. And obviously, this has generated quite significant discourse. From your own perspective, can you speak to that component? Why it is happening that way? Because, for example, there are 3 senatorial districts in Delta State: North, South, and the Central. Right now, they are being controlled, rather, by the APC. Recently, there were rumors all over the sky, or the social media here and there, that Alhaji Muniru, there, the only surviving PDP at that level, has moved to the APC. So I have my fears. Can you speak to that?
You see, when I hear this issue of defection, Reteke Ibori defected, has moved out of PDP, Nedi Woko is moving, I laughed. You know why I laugh? You see, people at times create a specialty.
Sorry, at the point, they will say the governor is also moving.
That was a rumor, though.
You see, let me tell you one thing. Just about a few days ago, large number of persons know that my love for PDP transcends personal love, but it has to do with that PDP's ideology. That has to do with the masses first. The masses first. That's ideology. So if you have that ideology in your mind and you believe in the masses first, it will hard for you to leave PDP. Yes, even when you go, you come back. Yes. You'll not be able to go. You see, ideologically speaking, these people have none. They want to come back by all means. They don't want, and the beauty of democracy is competition. Go there, slug it out. The party primaries. If you secure a ticket, you go. If you don't secure a ticket, you laugh and say, "Oh, I will have beaten you," but you got to it right this time around. I will continue next time. That's what it be. But the ideology that the idea that I want to win, and therefore you become, for instance, moving from a non-party to a non-party. APC is highly unknown in Delta State. I can tell you that far. For instance, I can tell you one thing here, and of course you are from Delta South yourself too, that even the election between the APC candidate and Michael Diden, out of the 8 local governments that made up the Delta South, Ejile got 7
out of 8. And yet,
now it is because of this simple majority issue that is mentioned in politics. No, that's one big deal there. One local government was one local government was cancelled for Ejile. That's what brought it there. What does it mean? It means that
with me that you and I know, following the trend, most especially from where the man has been coming from, that he has been a major financier of the PDP.
I can tell you, I don't know how you mean by major financial. I don't know what you mean by that language. That you have a political pressure group, that you fund a political pressure. Excuse me, please. Have you been in politics for a long time? Yeah. Have you received a cover from him before you do your election?
Before I do my election, no.
Have you been PDP at all? You are not, anyway. I have not. As a person I use, it has nothing to do with funding PDP. Yes. We don't miss him at all if he's going. We don't. I will not miss him. Of course, we might even be happy, because such a person, for example, who has no faith in the party, remaining in the party, if he loses in primary, for example, he would have just carried these people away and give us shock. And that he has just moved, as he's moving out, he should move out, completely move out with all his route, and we will get his boys back to us. They are all my friends. I spoke with Leslie this morning. Anyhow, we are. I'm very sure of that.
You lose the seat.
They'll get another person from PDP to go, because you see, in Nigeria political system, it is a party that wins election, not individual, not candidate. Okay, Amechi versus Idigos actually abroad. It's the party that wins election, not individual. Okay, you cannot carry the party away and do another place. It's all done. Our constitution cannot just be erased one day because somebody said I'm a lawyer. Or somebody said my father is a big man. Therefore,
we had a case like that in Edo State now.
And which one is that one?
The Obaseki.
No, you see, you can't. It is overtly clear. Those State. That was when have this done. Obi and the party then in those State was actually in 2 factions, obviously written there. We don't have such a PDP here now. If you remember that of Edo State that time, there are 2 parallel party structures in Edo State. You have that of Don Obi's faction.